Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shared Experience. Happy 4th of July for all those in the United States of America. This is our third and last day of our charity Extravaganza for Extra Life. All money that we raise is going to 170 Children's Miracle Network hospitals all around North America to help pay for acute and long-term care for all of those kiddos in need. Thank you one and all for joining us. Thank you for all those who will be joining us, and for all those who have donated thus far in this. We've broken our goal of $1,000 already, and we have that next goal up on the bottom of the screen, which is $1,500. So please help us reach that goal. And I believe for anyone who does donate, there are other incentives that you can check out. People in the Twitch stream will be sharing the charity link. If you do !charity or !extra life, we have you can get all the information from those spots. Now, what is this? What are we doing? What is this lovely bunch of people around me going to be doing today? We're going to be doing a micro TTRPG extravaganza, one-shots fun fest, basically. We have two lovely micro RPGs, and by micro RPGs I mean a one-pager. So a one-pager is literally a TTRPG like Dungeons and Dragons, put down a 1.8.5 by 11. It's gonna be great. They're very lighthearted. They're very improv heavy. They're rules light, and they're really just about a very strong setting, very strong premise, and all the rest of it is just for everyone else to make up the fun as they go. I will say, like, major disclaimer, I have plans. I've written things out. I have prepped. That doesn't mean any of it will actually matter and or go well. It's just a matter of how these things work. When we get to it, one of them literally is whatever dice roll happens, all my plans will go out the window. We'll just see what happens. We'll go over which micro RPGs or which one pagers we're doing after we do our cast introduction. So I'm going to go around the horn. I'm going to ask everyone to kind of tell the people who you are, what you do, and if you want, where they can find you. So we'll start with Benjamin.
Well, hello everyone. I didn't see you there. Thank you for coming to this charity program on the Shared Experience Network. I'm Benjamin. You can find me on Twitter at ttbenjamin1. I am the host and dungeon master of the Lawful Great Adventures podcast, a podcast that I hope that you check out. It's a Pathfinder First Edition actual play about four friends on a long journey home, and we are literally recording the campaign finale on Wednesday of this week, which will then be released the following Tuesday. Very excited about my program. Hope you check it out, Lawful Great Adventures, and I'll be playing some weird stuff today. I will be playing characters who need no introduction. that's all I got. Atomic, save me.
Ray Mayhem, take it away.
I will save you, Ben. Hello, I am Ray Mayhem. You can catch me here on Shared Experience on Tuesday nights, playing in our Star Wars Edge of the Empire. What is it? Final Fantasy. I can't remember.
Fantasy Flight
there we
games.
go. The Fantasy Flight games. TTRPG, yeah. where I play Fidjata, who is a talking smuggler Twi'lek. Big chaos vibes there. I also paint minis. You can find me on Twitter, and I am a big stan of Dev Makes Things. Oh my god, like huge simp. So if you don't know Dev Makes Things, you can find him on Twitter and on Instagram, and he's been on two of the more recent Beholder to No One one-shots, and just amazing person, amazing artist. Dev Makes Things, big simp.
Okay, next up, Huza.
Yes, hello, I am Huza. You can find me at Huza_whatsit on Twitter and on Twitch, where I stream Dragon Age and Mass Effect of the varying iterations. I also, on Sundays, take part in Multiverse Pros on Twitch as well, a TTRPG stream that's kind of a cross between Dungeons and Dragons and I want to call it Stargazer, but that's not right. My brain just farted. It's fine.
Stargate?
Space and no, well, yes, also that, but it's basically Dungeons and Dragons in space without all of the
Dungeons and Dragons. in
Starfinder?
space.
yeah,
Star-
kind of like Starfinder, but not.
Stars
But
out
not.
numbers?
Yes,
Ah, I was like, I knew it was gonna get there somewhere.
like,
There's only so many
there-
space ones.
there's only so many space ones, and my brain just is. There's not enough caffeine in the world for me to be alive right now.
No, you're good. And Washu.
Hello! It's me, Vero, your resident edgelord. No, not really. Meme monkey. How about that? Your resident meme monkey. I'm on a podcast called Discount Dungeons. I've played 2 characters so far, and wearing a Spider-Man hoodie has become kind of my trademark, so I had to introduce myself wearing this thing, but God, now I'm hot. So, but you can call me Vero. Pronouns don't matter to me, bro. I'm an artist. I'm an amateur voice actor trying to get back in. I would love to, join whatever project you're doing. Hit me up. You can find me at WashuRight on Twitter. And I'm looking forward to today and the shenanigans that will be happening.
And last but not least, Taylor.
Hey, it's Tay. I've been allowed out of my cage for this exciting thing. Normally I live on Backwater Bastards, which is a sci-fi improv comedy adult podcast. A couple more keywords I could throw in there, but another sci-fi thing. And I will be playing a wizard and a kaiju today, which is kind of my dream, both in the same day. Oh my god. I'm super excited. I live on Twitter too, down there. But I also hide in the Backwater Bastards Twitter, which is at BW Bastards, and we release episodes on Thursday, but now we have a second show, and we release those episodes on Tuesday, so there's literally always something to listen to. That show's called Sidearm, and whoa, it's not a tabletop game. It's chat-based podcasting for those of your friends who are really hard to get to listen to tabletop games. We've met some of those people. We're trying to capture them. We're trying to take over the world. It's like, don't tell them that part. But yeah, I'm here. I'm excited. This is going to be nuts. Hold on to your shorts, because Lord knows we ain't. Too sexy for it.
And last but not least, I am Atomic Zero. I'm 1/3 of Shared Experience, which is this lovely channel they're on right now. I'm also a variety streamer who has not streamed in like the past 3 weeks because I've been doing crap for like this stuff. Between this, my offline game, which Huza's in, my streaming thing, which these two are in over here, it's just been nutty. So I'm hoping to maybe get back into it once I've caught up with all my writing and all the sorts of other stuff. So day off tomorrow. Hey. Anyway, so very first thing we're going to be getting into, first of our micro RPGs, is Sexy Battle Wizard. Sexy Battle Wizards. What is Sexy Battle Wizards? Sexy Battle Wizards is a one-page RPG where you play a group of crime-fighting battle wizards that are so sexy that it's one of their core attributes.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to get into the lovely world of Sexy Battle Wizards. Let me scroll up because my notes are long and aplenty. Okay.
For a one-shot?
Have you met
when
Atomic?
when I say I prep things, I prep things. It like I need to really take I need to take more classes from Ben's school of DMing, which is just like you have a post-it note that just says like stuff and you just let it go.
Yeah, I can imagine you've got this big political web, and I can't wait to dynamite it.
Kaiju Girls is more...
To be fair, Ben and I feed off of each other, and
Yeah.
I feel like we can suck the other ones into it real easily.
So there's
I love chaos.
I have more prep for Kaiju Girls, which is saying something. So this is the one to screw up. But anyway, so we'll get into the lovely world, or my lovely world of what I did for Sexy Battle Wizards. Welcome to the world of Thera, a place of magic and chaos. The gods have blessed and cursed this planet as the epicenter of all leyline magic in this universe. This has caused this lovely place to suffer devastating magical disasters and attacks from all of those who seek to control its power. The inhabitants being innocent bystanders struggling to survive throughout the eons. One day, Thera's sexiest inhabitant decided to rise up, take matters into their own hands, and do what was needed to battle this chaos. Simply known as the Rift Lord. They were the first to harness this latent magical energy for the greater good and become the first battle wizard. However, as the years went on, they formed many powerful enemies, and now they are considered an outlaw, wanted by all of Thera. They could no longer do this by themselves and assembled the School of Rebel Arcana, a flying castle full of the sexiest, battleriest, wizardiest people this planet can offer. We zoom in on the School of Rebel Arcana. The School of Rebel Arcana is a flying castle. It looks like if you wanted to take a death metal concert and feature it in Transylvania. It was just scooped out of the ground and lifted high into the sky as you see various jagged black walls, high pillars, numerous flags of a leather gauntlet grabbing and clutching a broken skull. We zoom in even further into the stage of justice. A round room with high towering ceilings. Everywhere you look, there are Gothic arches and scattered pillars holding up this massively high ceiling. Dim arcane light illuminates every nook and cranny, pulsing with energy as if it was a live flame. Statues of past wizards are evenly spaced around this room, each one floating by its own power off the floor, slowly oscillating up and down. In the center is a large golden sphere with 5 massive rings that all move independently of one another around this ring, always in constant motion, swirling. Below it is a round table with seats, one for each one of the sexy battle wizards you see around me right now. Who would like to be the first to walk in and claim their seat and introduce their character? Not everyone has to go at once, otherwise the game master will select an offering at random.
I can go first.
There we go, Ray. Go for it.
Be brave. So there's a set of double doors that open, and then a second behind the opening, as if on purpose to make a statement. In strides Eprix Moonstar, and when they notice that they are the first ones in the room and there is no audience, there is a noticeable look of upset that comes over their face, and they stomp one like opalescent colored boot that like change, kind of like an oil slick, like it's like a silvery white, but it changes color as you look at it.
Iridescent.
Yes, iridescent and just like shimmering and moving, and they stomp their foot and cross their arms and huff, because that was hands down one of the sexiest like faces that they had made when they came in and like, you know, struck a pose as if on a catwalk, and no one was there to see it.
Ooh,
and
on the catwalk.
so upset, and they stomp over to the table and purposefully sit with their back to the door, because if they didn't get an entrance, no one's getting an entrance from them.
So the things that make each one of these lovely wizards so damn sexy, each one has their very own style of sexiness, their own special weapon, as well as their own special school of magic. Ray, if you could please tell the lovely folks at home what Eprix Moonstars, why are they sexy? What is their signature weapon, and what school of magic they come from?
Eprix Moonstar is so sexy because they have awesome bone structure, and it's like that. It's like that Tilda Swinton, Brienne of Tarth kind of thing. That they're both very, very attractive if you were looking for like conventional female attractiveness, and also like very alluring if you're looking for traditional like male characteristics. Their weapon is a set of umbral blades, which umbral means like twilight, and then I am a lore of light wizard.
Okay.
So you have Twilight swords, but light magic.
Yes, twilight swords, but light magic.
Rosemond, you spoke up. You're coming in next. Please introduce your
thing.
character and then the 3 things that make you awesome.
Sure thing. So, a mirror shows up in front of Eprix, even though Eprix intentionally put their back to the door. Mirror shows up, boop, showing Eprix's reflection, and then out walks Rosemund McGucket. And Rosemund McGucket is very ethereal. Lots of loose floating clothes, long flowing hair, and he is wearing these really long arm-length gloves that Guy Ferrari would love. They are just covered with flame patterns. So completely clash with this ethereal and flowing outfit. Except for these ember gloves, because Rosemund's weapon are the ember fists. And Rosemund does a little bow to Eprix and says, "Hello."
Eprix is impressed, and you see like one notched eyebrow go up, and that's it. Like just like blue steel face, but it is not upsetting because it's a good face.
It's a good face
to look at.
And then Rosemund will glide, and you don't even know, like, how is he gliding? And will glide to the next seat over and sit down.
Next up is Obsidian.
Suddenly, behind the doors, you hear this vaguely imperial marchy music, and the doors slam open, and just like in a pose, you see this tall, willowy woman with this long, black, flowing hair that like flaps in the breeze, even though there is no breeze. And then she like reaches down and presses a button, and the music stops as she enters the room. My majestic hair is constantly moving in the breeze, even though there is no breeze. And it's strapped to my back is a doom glaive. Kill ya with doom and gloom and sadness, with my secrets of the occult necromancy. You know.
Wow, you went all in on that one, babe.
We went all in on our doom, death, and sadness. And then after I've turned off my music, I'll kind of like look around, and then just sit opposite everyone else.
Hello.
Hello. Such a lovely bunch of wizards we have here. Lux, you're in next.
Every window and Gothic arch is filled with solid white light all at once. And then, stepping out from an arch is a silhouette of a skinny man holding what appears to be a coffin on his shoulder. You can't see the man, just the silhouette, because he's harshly backlit. And then as he strides into the room, crotch first, you can see the light bend around him, making angel's wings with the distortion, until finally he appears in the room, full-figured. He's a skinny man, a slight man, but muscular and veiny, carrying, with no effort on his shoulder, a shield shaped like a thin coffin. He's wearing a tight leather vest with no undershirt whatsoever, revealing his many, many abdominal muscles. And his V. Oh, yes. His V that goes into his studded belt along his ripped jeans. Ripped at the bottom, one knee, and then worn at the hip on the left side with one pocket just ever so slightly frayed. Oh, yes. He's scrawny looking with a 90-degree jawline, and he's got that messy just woke up crop that was really popular in the 90s with the frosted tips, but the frosted tips, they're white instead of blonde. Jet black hair otherwise. Strides in, slams the shield down in front of him and says, "There's no need to worry anymore. I'm Lux." And then he disappears. And then the coffin door opens and he walks out of it again. Nocturnus. And then he sits down.
So he's introduced himself for like the billionth time because you guys have been serving together for forever. But every single time, no matter how many times, this is exactly what happens.
Can we canonically say that this is what happens when Lux enters a room, period?
Basically,
So,
yeah.
like,
Every
Pretty
time.
much.
Yeah, and so like you're just sitting there like, oh, here it goes again every time. Like, set my clock to it. Doot. Like,
And there's like bass distortion. It's like, oh yeah, it's really, really edgy.
and he takes his seat amongst all of you.
I like to say as soon as he sits down, I press a button that's just like a whoopee cushion sound
Oh my god.
on my music belt.
Oh. That's gonna be hard to follow, but
Last but not least, you can say your whole phrase. Okay,
I
their
will.
title is like this. It's like as big as the screen, so I could only get so much into the little box below.
you
it.
guys are only getting half.
Yeah.
That should tell you something.
All right, do
Um,
it.
So this is too big for the screen. You've had the little guy.
But,
Now you're gonna have the big guy. That could continue forever. This is Bash Tartarius, the meat slinger. And you know that beautifully choreographed moment that was happening earlier when Lux came in, that kind of felt almost like a planned stage show. Well, he comes in kind of at the end of that, but too early. So there's not really like a great transition there. There's kind of like a bumbling, opened the door too hard during the show, kind of ushers looking around like, who did that? It was Bash, you know, as per usual, because I only put 1 point of sexy for Bash. Just like the instructions said, you know. So he's least sexy. He's massive, and he's sexy because he apparently has impeccably pristine style, which you can tell because he kind of looks like a cosplayer in a restaurant. He's not where he's supposed to be. he's kind of put on too much stuff. It's a lot. Like, it's all fur and like some mixed animal prints because his magical school is the Path of Beasts. It's not actually cute, but it's very, like,
Striking.
avant-garde. You notice it, you're intimidated by it, maybe you're even mad. But then you notice him under it, and he's a little weird. He's obviously dirty, he has a smell, very animalistic, he's extremely ripped, but like kind of in a way that looks gross. Like he doesn't look like he should be that ripped, but he is, and it's terrifying. There's a lot of hair. It's weird. He doesn't have great like spatial awareness, so he just kind of sits down like right with the bigger group of wizards, and he kind of like takes up more than one chair. He's massive. He's like kind of trying to fit his rift hammer in there, which by the way is what we're swinging. Among other things.
Thank you
Waiting
for
for it.
taking that
Ayo.
gem.
Yeah, I was
Taylor.
waiting
Thank
for it.
you. Yes, baby.
Yeah, we're
I love
we're
him.
there. We're there. We're staying there the whole time. We don't really know how to go anywhere else. We're a big himbo with not a whole lot of like stuff to offer except for like costumes on top of costumes on top of costumes. And we're here we're Bash Tartarius, the meat slinger, and you know, if we could be a little cuter, that'd probably help. But we're here, and we didn't talk because we didn't think of that. So,
Is
onward.
anyone else getting big Tormund Giantsbane vibes
Yes.
from Bash?
Yeah.
100%.
I like how
Absolutely.
clumsy Bigfoot with a dad bod. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that one. But yes, that was perfect.
We probably looked really good once, but
So you're all now sitting at this table. Each one of you has a chair that's kind of very much flavored in your character, in your style, kind of what you would think would be comfortable for your person or your personality, whichever one you want. And the biggest chair of them all at the very head of the table is still left empty.
Even bigger than Bash's?
It's bigger than all of yours. It is bigger than life itself. It's this massive golden throne that could not be more ostentatious than... But you all have moments to yourselves to interact as you look around the table and see your fellow sexy battle wizards, your fellow crime fighters in this giant flying castle, seeing what will happen this day. Where will the School of Rebel Arcana take you all? And just what might you be solving today? Every day is something new. Today is not going to be like any other. And there's that tension in the air
Lux.
as you now are just sitting looking at your allies. So please feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, Lux, I never get tired of your entrance, no matter how many times, how many times I see it.
Thank you, Rosamund. Repetition legitimizes. Whatever we get into today, I hope it in some way explores the duality of good versus evil.
So we have Nick Cage, got it.
Nick Cage meets Chris Angel.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say while all this is going on, because Eprix cares the most about how Eprix looks, that it's like the chair that I'm sitting in is like very clean, modern, but like exaggerated lines. And the weird thing is that it definitely looks like I'm better lit than anyone else in the room. And because I am a Lore of Light, I am for sure using my magic to like make the light around me look very like magic hour-y. So I am definitely the sexiest of the wizards at this moment.
That's fair.
I'm also Lore of Light, and I use my light to make myself perpetually look like I've got a flashlight shining up. So I am the most mysterious of the sexy battle wizards. So there, rival.
I'm the most friendly of the battle wizards, saying hi to everybody when they showed up.
So I have to ask: is anyone here trying to out-sex all the rest of everybody else?
I have a 1 in sexy, so no.
Same.
I'm just kind of like splayed out on my chair, like easy access to my sound effect belt. Just kind of like letting my hair billow.
Air it out.
Does anyone else have a 3 in sexy?
Oh yes!
I want all
Yes.
3 of you to
I'm
roll.
the kind of sexy that I don't feel a need to prove anything.
Ooh.
I do.
Oh.
I need to prove all of the things. My face is the most important thing to me. Let's go.
So for
I'm the kind of
anyone,
sexy
doing
that I
that?
don't have to prove anything.
for anyone who would look at these 3, it would be hard fought to figure out which one is the sexiest. Each wizard has 3 stats and only 3 stats: their sexiness, their battleliousness, and their wizardiousness. And they are ranked 1, 2, and 3 based on just how much one of them they are. So anyone who has 3 in sexy is definitely the sexiest. So on and so forth. It is then you all see your lovely, the one of the many servants around this castle, Jeeves, walks into the room. He's an older man, mostly balding, in a very prim and proper 3-piece like suit. He just walks in and he says,
Hello.
"Please rise." As entering, and he pulls out this long pamphlet and this big, like a big giant scroll. "The prophet of radiance, the lord of the dazzle, the emperor of glamour, the fabulous one, the sensacious king of song." Shook. He lets it fall to his other hand and goes, "The Rift Lord," and you say, "Bow!" This like echoes through the entire stage of justice. As walking is just like, bow! Power chord hits. Massive stage doors fly open. A giant red carpet shoots out, spirals all over the floor as you see like a spectral audience appear all around the hall, giving it the feel of a stage of a stadium rather. As they're just like banging their hair, you feel some of it actually hit the back of your head as it's going. As there's like this, each one of the lights in every one of these arches just starts flashing and strobing. As you see walking in, larger than life itself, the Rift Lord, older than time, the first ever battle wizard. No one really knows just how old they are, and it would be hard-pressed to tell on their appearance. They have this epically long blonde hair that seems to come alive wherever it goes. No one ever actually sees the end of it. It just keeps going and going and going.
Rapunzel.
Basically, this long black leather robe with Rift Lord stitched in the back and all red. Has like skulls and spikes all over it. Really dark, smoky look, long, prolonged, like elongated face, as they just walk in holding their weapon of the Rift, this epic guitar, as they're just like non-stop just and they walk in as all the lights start flashing and they're just walking up to their chair as you just hear everywhere, and he's just like, "Thank you, Chief, yeah!" And he's just like, "You're welcome, sir," as he turns and just like walks out, just looking way over it, like, "I'm not getting paid enough for this." And you just see he walks up to his chair, hits one last chord, just bow, and it just slides back out, walks in front of it, and it goes underneath him. And he's just like, "Welcome, my wizards of rock, yeah!" And he just finally sits down, puts the guitar down. He's just like, "How we doing tonight, Rebel Alliance? Woo!
Woo! Woo!
I'll like hit a button and it's just like crowd noises.
Yeah, there we go. School of Rebel Arcana. How are we doing this morning? We're doing good, we're doing great, we're doing grand.
Yes, sir. Mr. Riftmaster, sir.
That's just man spreads and grunts.
I'll take that as a yes.
I'm just happy to be here.
Not a day goes by that I'm not excited to command and lead this lovely school of sexy battle wizards. You are but my prize overture. Until you all eventually die and I get another set of 5 of you, but still, you are the greatest song of this era. Once again, keeping these lands safe and sound, whether it is the massive city of Megalopolis, the wild, untamed lands of Vaveron, the large, spiritual, ritualistic temples of Wauwamari, the large aristocracy of Azurath, and the strange steampunk lands of Andralius. We are what stands in this, the one true way of evil. We will save these lands, do what we must. Whether the people tell us no, we shall do what we need to do. Woo, I'm tired.
And what is it we need to do, sir?
We sit back and wait for the giant golden orb to tell us what we need to do. That's what we do every day. We sit and wait to see what plagues this land. It is kind of a boring life. It's kind of a passive life. But we wait to see what the almighty Ord has bestowed upon us when we see the trouble of today. And of course, then I send you all out because, well, I'm not going to move anywhere. This is kind of my place. I spend all of my time, keeping this place afloat. That's where you laugh, damn it. Ew! See, it's a pun because physically I'm keeping it afloat financially, but also physically because it's a floating castle of arcanic magic. God! We need to...
Eprix doesn't laugh because smiling gives you wrinkles, but straight-faced without a smile on their face, they go, that's funny.
God. No!
We're too sexy to laugh.
Too sexy to laugh. It's like... And you see this, there's, plates of food, and there's drinks for everything you need. There's all sorts of just life, creature comforts all around the room. But you know that no matter what you want, no matter what you need, no matter what you want to do, you have to cast something or manifest some kind of power in order to do it. You can't just reach for a napkin. You have to conjure a napkin, then you have to, persuade its way over here. They're all parts of the School of Rebel Arcana are just way over the top. Everything is drastically eccentric. You can't do anything. Every door has a special kind of enchantment to it. It is just, it's something that every day you just roll your eyes why do I have to do this? But
you can't just go up the stairs. You need to magic your way up the stairs.
Exactly. Everything has a level of magic that needs to happen to it. But the Rift Lord has created this place, and the Rift Lord likes this place the way he likes it, and that is just how it is.
It is how it's going to be, and you just gotta deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Just looks around the room, just says, Bash, I'm glad you've made it here today. I didn't think you would be able to tell what time it was yet again.
I can tell because when I wake up, the way the sun makes a shadow on my ab, the one, because it's a whole. He looks like he side eyes Lux, and he's like, it's only the one because it's so strong that I don't need many. They're all the same, and that's how.
Have you tried dehydrating yourself for days on ends to achieve the perfect male figure?
I mean, this is peak male performance, but whatever. Light bulb. And then I'm just gonna grip my rift hammer between my legs as I lean back in my chair, and I'm gonna close my eyes and start kind of resonating, and I'm gonna say, meat sticks. And I hope that the power of the meat slinging hammer and my general magic focus can summon a carnivorous food to me from the food table.
You will your rift hammer to provide you sustenance, and all of a sudden, out from between thy legs, it hits the table hard, and out from this giant shockwave, you all see the hammer finally falls to its side, and it's just a plate of bacon. Sizzling, smoking, rippling.
That's how I got this one ab. Lux.
I can feel my cholesterol raising just smelling that.
The grease just drips down my body.
And then Lux holds up one finger and it starts to shine, and Lux just puts the finger in his mouth and just shines the light down his throat. I'm on a post-vegan all light diet. That's how you get a look like this.
As the body illuminates.
Meanwhile, I'll just to lift my hand, and inky black shadows will reach out, and all of the carbs on the table will just kind of be covered in shadow. I've got a carb load. You can't stick to the shadows and be the battliest of your battliest self without making sure you have energy. Yeah.
Rosamund is just going to lean over and politely and just be like, Bash, may I have just a slice of your bacon there? And just reach over just delicately and take some of the bacon.
Well, somebody here knows what's good.
Eprix is
Yeah,
definitely
brother.
on this. Eprix is definitely on the same diet as Lux, but they give like no indication that because it's annoying when people talk about the post-vegan like all-light diet. Like you are, dude, you're
don't know what
making
you
it
mean.
hard for the rest of us who are like just out here trying to make it do our own thing. But you go ahead and you go on. Like, you go on, little boy, you do you.
And then Rosamund is just going to reach over to one of the shadow carbs and just kind of look at Sid and be like, may I have some shadow carbs? I'm going to take some of the shadow carbs and I'm going to make a shadow bacon sandwich. And I'm going to nibble my shadow bacon sandwich.
That's
Shadow bacon
extremely
sandwich.
sexy.
I think we're discovering that Rosamund's sexiness is just his personality.
Ooh.
He's cottagecore. He's just like quaint and sweet and
He's happy to be here.
oh,
And
it's good.
Thank you for the bacon. Thank you for the shadows.
Oh.
And as you're all partaking on the sexiest breakfast ever, there's this really sick minor chord that shoots out through this whammy bar. And it's just the giant orb of justice does come alive, and you see one of the many rings that spins around the golden globe. There's 5 of them. One single one stops, perfectly vertical, and you all see an image coalesce inside of it. And inside of that, you see the giant continent-wide city of Megalopolis appear, and you see fireworks, and you see streamers and banners, and you see countless crowds gathering along streets as you see the event or the holiday of the Mega Festival is on its way. There is countless massive, larger-than-life floats going down. There's music playing, and you see all sorts of these kind of like steampunky marching like toy soldiers. They're kind of like all up and down along the side, kind of like marching along. You see some of them on top of some of the floats. You see it pans over and you see the mayor Theodore Bishop is sitting there, standing on a very high podium, waving at all the people, making basically getting all attention on himself. You see like a massive like speakers and audio in front of him as he speaks. The whole city can hear it. But then all of a sudden you see you kind of like the camera pans to like one, and then another, and then another, and then another. You see it goes to a face of one of the toy soldiers, and their eyes start to glow red. Pans to another, red, boom, 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 as they all start to come alive, and you see them all grip their toy rifles, and they all start to turn onto the crowd, onto the city. You see a few of them grab the mayor themselves, as all of a sudden, chaos and panic break loose throughout the city. As fires start to rain, you see floats start to go wild, and the Rift Lord goes, "Get ready or not, better grab your asses by both hands. Today we have some hell of evil energy going on. We have to go down there to Megalopolis, and we need to save them people." And you see him pull out his guitar, and he starts once again playing a mighty chord as you feel the castle start to fly. It moves, it shifts. You fall back into your chair as it starts to fly from your current location en route to Megalopolis to take care of this event that is taking place.
Swoosh.
You now have
Whoa.
moments to prepare. What is it you all wish to do as you start to prepare to walk to the edge of the castle and depart?
I want to finish my sandwich,
Yes.
That you can do.
and then I'm going to tighten my ember fist gloves and get ready to go.
I love it. I'm gonna, all of the bacon grease that has dripped onto me, I'm gonna rub it into my skin. Like a preparatory situation here. And I'm also going to take the platter that the bacon was on and lick it clean while looking at Rosamund.
To go. Time for action. And stands up, sets the coffin shield down, opens up, and just walks inside, and then pulls the coffin door closed. And then there's a church bell, boing, and the coffin just kind of falls over and then sinks into the ground.
Excellent.
Bye.
I would like to stand, grab my Doomglaive while spinning it over my head, and then I will slam it into the ground and be encased in shadow.
Damn.
And then sit back down.
Eprix, would you like to do anything before, as you're getting ready to depart?
Eprix is making sure that their eyebrows are like razor sharp, that like every line is just exactly like symmetrically perfect on their face.
Sharp enough to
And
kill a man.
it just like, yeah, they don't know what they're going to bump into in Megalopolis, but they do know that they are going to be the single most alluring creature in that godforsaken city, and their goal is to make at least like 5 people spontaneously propose to them just by like laying eyes on them. And of course, like they don't care about their feelings. It's just the validation that they are the sexiest of the sexy battle wizards.
You are so beautiful, I must marry you. Love at first sight.
I get that.
Exactly. Except that Eprex doesn't believe in marrying for love. They will only marry for money.
Valid.
Valid.
You all feel the castle come to an abrupt stop as you can kind of hear in the very distance subtle just explosions, cries for help, screams, and you know you're now over the city. The Rift Lord looks upon you and goes, "Go, my sexy battle wizards! Go bring justice to these lands and make me proud." That's a cue to leave!
Yeah, okay. I
You
can do
all,
that.
you all, in your own way, move to one edge of the School of Rebel Arcana. As you look down upon this massive city, it's all sorts of randomness in terms of tall skyscrapers, random smaller buildings, huge industries. It's all thrown together in one mega city. And as you look down, you see all sorts of just fire and chaos that's starting where this festival is happening. It starts to slowly expand into the city, causing more and more chaos. Now, you all know that there are, let's see, 3 major things that are happening right now that need to be tackled from a Justice League style-esque wizard team. One is the mayor seems to be being taken hostage. There are various floats that are gone wild, or basically runaway floats that are threatening to harm people, damage property, and then what also appears to be one of the taller buildings seems to be dangerously close to falling over. All of these things is a great tragedy that needs to be righted. Now, based on what your character would do and your preferences, completely separate from anyone else, we're going to go around and just say what your character would focus on, and that will determine kind of the scenes as we're going out for this. I'm gonna go reverse order. So Bash, what would be the thing that your character would focus on out of those 3 dilemmas?
I'm not a hero or a hot person, really. I don't think I know that, but everybody else definitely does. I'm I'm gonna use my Path of Beast and my meat sense and just my general largeness to take care of the building.
Okay, so
I
we have
see that
one
it's
for the
falling,
building.
and that's where I'm going.
Okay, we have 1 for the building. I will say, Obsidian. One thing that I have to say that I didn't tell the audience yet, that everyone has a secret to spice this up. Everyone has a secret. It can be good or bad, but it all affects the story in some way. So I would say Obsidian. You notice something very, very telling about the building that's falling over that goes against your secrets. And you know that based on your secret that you basically need to go there just to run interference. In case something may or may not be found, discovered, come out, who knows. But your character would feel a drive to go that way. So I'm going to put Chusa there. We have Bash. Lux, which one of these 3 dilemmas, where would you think you as a character would want to go try to tackle and save?
The mayor is a symbol of hope. And that's what everyone needs, is hope, a light in the darkness. And also, losing a mayor is like losing a father, which is deeply personal to me because I may or may not have dead parentage as part of my deeply tragic backstory that I refuse to talk about openly.
Okay, and then we have 1 for that. Where are you? Yeah,
I like
okay.
that a lot.
And then we'll have Rosamund. Which one of these would you like to tackle?
Out of everything that I see around me, it all looks to be quite out of my skill set, so I am going to go after the mayor because I can punch things with my Ember Fist. I can't really punch the building, and I wouldn't recommend punching the floats, so I'm going to go after the mayor and punch the people kidnapping him.
So, Eprix, you're at a quandary here because once again, you can go after any one of these 3 things. So, which one of these 3 things do you think your character would try to tackle?
Eprix would definitely go for the mayor because that is the option with the highest likelihood of press coverage. So,
okay. So so this is perfect. So we're gonna we'll break out into 2 groups and we'll play out each one of these scenes as is. So
I look forward to seeing what happens with the floats because nobody's tackling them.
I know, right?
So
We wouldn't be sexy if we were also responsible.
Yeah.
All right. So
obviously.
or overburdened with, practicality.
So Bash and Obsidian, we'll start with the building that seems to be falling over. It's this massive, tall residential apartment building called the Capital Sky Towers. It is one of the many very tall, very massive skyscrapers in this city. It falling over would mean countless lives lost and destruction. You see it now. There's various destruction to the base, as what seems to be these toy soldiers are trying to dismantle it. You see that they have various types of, they're using one of the floats to ran into the bottom of it. They're running through the tower itself, causing havoc. They are just ultimately doing whatever they can just to destroy this thing, lighting fires, destroying structure. But you come down to the scene. Now, Bash, I kind of imagine you just, leaping off of the castle, like the Hulk down, just, whistling down, just...
Exactly.
And then
with a punch into
the
the ground.
beast landing is into the ground, causing
Veins.
a crater.
Yeah, superhero
causing
landing.
a crater of pavement and cars. You cause just a ton of damage just landing as you did trying to stop. Obsidian, I imagine, is just kind of he appears there, and then all of a sudden, just out of the shadow of a person or a car or a building, it's just whoo, you just step out of the shadows and just immediately appear next to them.
Raven.
Yeah, as the next.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
both appear and you see in front of you many different things. You see these toy soldiers trying to harm people. You see the building on fire. You hear like the creaking of metal. So what is it? We're gonna go one by one since there isn't really a turn order. So one by one, we'll start with Bash. What would Bash try to do to improve this situation in some way?
Bash is gonna head over to the building quickly, grunting, and I'm gonna throw myself on the ground under the suspected fall zone of the building, and I'm gonna yell, "Beast expansion!" And I'm gonna start like puffing myself up, which you can decide if that's magical in essence or if it's just some weird physical thing that I do that isn't that effective, but it's happening. I don't know if maybe I'm visibly looking a little like rounder, like pufferfish-esque, but I'm like prone and I'm squinting and tense and I'm puffing myself into a like pad.
So your goal isn't to try to stop this building because the building isn't actively falling. It's like it's slowly getting there. You're just like, screw it. I'll just wait for it to fall.
That's what I'm gonna do.
So-
I'm covered in the power of bacon.
So and you just want to
I'm
basically.
imagining
Yeah, go on.
Violet. I'm imagining Violet Beauregard from Willy Wonka just.
Exactly.
So you just want to give
There's
this thing
probably a color too.
You just want to give this thing a cushion to fall on. You're not trying to stop it. You're just like,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
okay, sure. Give me. So I would say that's wizard. How many wizard points do you have?
Uh-oh, I only have 2 wizard.
So I need
But
you to
it's
roll
better
me.
than sexy.
It is. So I need you. Because this isn't. I'll give it a 5 because it's not clutch because it's not actively falling. You're just waiting. You're prepping. So I'm gonna say this will be a 5. So roll 2d6 and see if you can get a 5. Are you rolling on roll electronically or physically?
I'm rolling electronically, and I got a 5 and a 2.
There you go. Okay, so in this system, you roll a d6. The d6 needs to meet or exceed the difficulty in order to succeed. So if you meet it, meaning so I asked for a 5, she rolled a 5. So if you meet it exactly, you get 1 point of stress. So mark that down, and both good and bad happen. So as you start to you sit there and you start to expand. Your one ab just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as your voice just gets deeper. As you're like, no one can actually see your being anymore. They just see this ab expand, and you start to expand to the point where you take up like the city block, and then you start to even go further and start to like push over other smaller buildings out of the way. Because this is a massive skyscraper, so you're like, it's gonna fall this way, so I gotta destroy these other buildings to make sure that the bigger building doesn't harm it, but you know what, everything else is fine. Yeah, so there's still negative, so if you meet the roll, a little bit of good and a little bit of bad happens. So you start pushing.
Did you want help or not?
Exactly, you're making
Expanded,
collateral
and you're gonna
damage.
catch the building, but there's collateral damage.
You keep on expanding though, and you're expanding and expanding, and you're like, this should work. So we'll check back in on your expansion in a bit. Obsidian, what would you like to do in this moment?
Seeing these toy soldiers are attacking this building and trying to make it topple, I will step out of the shadows and send my whipping hair out and like tendrils out to curl around their feet as I dash forward with my doom glaive, whipping it off of my back and kind of like spinning, kind of like whirling dervish as I like send them to doom and gloom.
Okay. That is going to be a battle roll, difficulty of 4.
Okay. That is where I put my 3, so I've got my 3 physical dice.
When obsidian just
you need a 4.
glooms it just right.
Oh no, one fell!
Oh no! All is lost.
Hang on! Where's my flashlight?
I guess that means they're all 6s.
It's a 6! I'll take a picture.
Woo! Okay, that's fine.
I have 2 2s and a 6.
2 2 and a 6. That's good. I trust you. So with a 6, you over-exceed it, which means you fully succeed without any stress. So you start working from the base up. You're like, well, might as well start at the beginning. As you dash forward with your Doom Glaive, the music of Doom Guy filling your glaive. As with each slice, it's just like, as you start like slicing each and into one. It's just like a massive dash. So you come out of the shadow, a line goes across the screen, you dash forward. 2 or 3 seconds later, you see a line form on the soldier, and then it slides off into 2, and in this epicness, as you start moving your way up and up and up the skyscraper, trying to stop them from what they're doing. So you do succeed on lessening the soldier force. So you're lessening the immediate danger of the inhabitants of this building for now. But the building still potentially is gonna fall. No one's really addressed the whole like structural integrity aspect of this building.
No, not yet.
So Bash, we'll go back to you. So the issues still at hand are the building is still very much structurally damaged, but are you just gonna like kind of like sit there and just wait for it to fall and just prep for it to catch it, or would you react differently and be like, okay, maybe I should do something else in this moment?
I'm definitely gonna continue with the expansion move, and even if that stops, I'm just gonna stay here like.
Okay.
I've made a decision and now I'm committing to it.
I'm clenching for the gods.
Give me another wizard check with a difficulty of 5.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we go.
What's that
5
face?
and a 3.
So what was that?
Luck.
Hey, sorry. What was the roll? Sorry.
It was 5 and 3.
5 and 3. And roll your stress die.
And that one.
Oh wait, no, you don't have to roll it. Sorry, it's just a point. It's not a die.
Okay.
I'm getting the other one confused
Stress
again.
die is for the Kaiju girl.
Yeah, it's just the Kaiju girl. So you just have a 1 point of stress. Your heights die needs to beat that. So in this system, stress just builds up. If your stress is ever higher than your lowest or your highest roll, then something happens. We'll get into that while it happens. Okay, so you succeed. So you just keep on expanding as you notice that this building starts to topple, and Obsidian, you're home to the shadows, so like relatively speaking, there really isn't an up. So if like all of a sudden the building is vertical to horizontal, it's all the same to you. But all of a sudden you feel the building go like you hear like all this sickening metal like starts to squeak and groan as it starts to like as it starts to fall, and all of a sudden Obsidian from the inside you feel this rush of movement. All of a sudden like a sudden hit. And then like a as it starts to settle onto the massive being that currently is Bash, as you're just like, I got you, and you're just like you're sucking in that one ab as you're lowering it to like the floor. You're
as Bash deflates, can we say it smells like bacon? Just bacon.
Oh, definitely. There's just like freshly fried bacon everywhere.
Everybody wants breakfast
like
now.
VO2 a little bit, like
so
primal stank.
So you let this down, and you're now like you can decide. It hits the floor, so you can go back down into your regular form as you shrink with the building. The building is now safely on the floor, but there's still a fire on the inside, and there's still at least some more Tory soldiers going on. But we'll go back to Obsidian. The building is now safely on the floor. And you've been slowly working your way up. You got a 6, so you're more than halfway up the building, just cleaning out the toy soldiers. Do you wish to continue clearing out the soldiers, or do you wish to do something about the fire that's plaguing this building?
If I can sense this fire now, I would like to reach out my shadows. I'll just spin the glaive and strike it down, and as I do, shadows will just intensify and smother the fire.
Okay.
Sucking out all of the oxygen.
Okay. Are you going for just one big building cleanse, or are you going for more of a local thing?
I'll try and center it on specific fire.
Yeah, I'd recommend specific.
Because I don't necessarily want to suck all of the oxygen out of the whole building.
Not even that. Do you just wish? Do you wish to? I mean, not even that. Do you wish to put out all the fires in the building, in a proper way at once, or are you trying to not do the entire building at once, but basically, how much of your power are you coalescing? Are you trying to do the entire building? Are you trying to do like small little pockets of it? Like, well, I'll get the biggest one first, and I'll get the other one later.
We'll do the big ones first, and we'll get to the little
Okay.
ones. I feel like expending all of my resources now would
Okay.
like put me at a disadvantage later, and it might hurt, like overtax myself. Plus, my hair might not be as whippy, and
Okay.
I can't.
So we'll
Can't risk that.
do.
We can't risk that.
Yep.
Sorry,
So we'll
Harris.
do a wizard check with a difficulty of 5.
Oh no, I've got 2 die. Okay,
Okay.
I rolled 2 4s.
Okay, so you fail. You get 1 point of stress and
Okay.
1 point of determination. Determination is just a D6 that you can use however you want, but once you use it, it's gone.
It's like
Okay.
it's a little boost.
Yeah, it's a little boost that you can use however you want, but you have 1 point of stress. But with that,
no.
Obsidian, you go to coalesce your shadow as you're trying to you see one of the biggest fires kind of coming out of the vertical of the building. You feel the heat on you, and you expand your shadow to try to snuff it out. But as your shadow tries to envelop it, the fire gets bigger. It's angrier. It almost seems like something else is fueling it almost, as it just overpowers your shadow. And you sit there and go, oh, like, you get you have like a sensory connection to all your shadows as like all the pockets move forward. Every little shadow, you kind of have like this weird like drone feeling for that you can kind of just go there and just feel it. You know that with your failure, there is a pocket of the building towards the upper side of it that is now surrounded in fire, and you know that's a very special part of the building, at least to you.
No.
And it is getting
no.
it's getting bigger, and it's to the point now where you think you might have to call in Bash to help.
Oh no.
And I will say, just for the sake of, I assume that all of you have a way of communicating to one another. So if you ever needed a walkie-talkie to one of the other people, there's a way of doing it.
A magic walkie-talkie.
I
Yeah,
will press a button on my music belt that just screams, "Free bacon!"
And I hear that with my whole heart.
So you start bounding to the spot that she's calling you from. Obsidian, you use your shadow. You actually can just teleport straight into the heart of it. As you do free bacon, and Bash, you start to run up. Now you see this giant wall of fire standing between you and Bacon. What do you do to try to get rid of that wall of fire?
I've already smeared myself in protective bacon grease earlier, so I'm feeling good. And I'm gonna kind of raise my hammer into the air above my head and call upon the rift energy.
Mm-hmm.
Bacon, bacon, bacon! And I'm just gonna let it encase me over top of the bacon grease, and I'm just gonna go through it. I'm gonna barrel through it.
Okay, yeah, so you're not even gonna try to just get it out, you're just gonna try to go through it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, that would be a wizard check with, I'm gonna say, a difficulty of 4.
Cool. And I have rolled a 5.
There you go.
All these fives, brah.
So you
Girl,
go
thanks.
barreling
Google
through.
Dice.
You go barreling through the fire, and Obsidian, you see Bash come in, but did nothing for the fire. They just came straight in, "Where's the bacon?" And it's
Yeah.
but the fire is still getting even stronger. But they're inside with you at this point, as the you get that sudden smell of fresh bacon as the grease is kind of bubbling off of their skin with the heat.
It's
Okay,
very
so-
sexy, too.
They're bubbling and boiling. Oh, lovely.
Like it hot,
Hot bacon grease.
I will
fat.
use the shadows to darken the room, making visibility very, very not, so that the fire stands out. And as I do, I will take my doom glaive and I will start to actively cut through the flames, sucking the fire into hell. I don't know.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Why not?
The fire into
Why
hell.
not?
You're battling the fire, so yeah.
Doom.
Give me a battle roll with a difficulty of. Are you trying to get rid of all of the fire, or you're piecing your way through? Because I would say if you're trying.
I'll piece my way through.
Okay, so
'cause
then
I don't-
difficulty of
yeah.
5. Difficulty of 5.
Okay.
So a battle difficulty of 5.
I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 6.
Okay, another 6.
Oh.
So
Pew,
you
pew, pew!
you go through, and just with each slice of your glaive, the fire just sucks straight into the blade as it starts to slowly go out one by one by one.
Ooh.
Bash, you hear cries of help coming from an apartment that is located right in the center of this place. You hear people screaming like, "Help us! Oh my god, it's so hot in here! Please help us!" How does Bash react?
Bash is, like I said, not really a great hero. He does hear that, though, and he is going to respond by calling upon his school of magic, the Path of Beasts. And he's going to raise his hammer again and yell, "Sea creature!" And, and I'm going to release in, like, a spinning, like, hammer pirouette, a liquid that is intended to kind of cool things down, and that should be good enough for them.
Okay, so yeah, give me a...
Sea creature.
Sea creature! We don't know what the liquid is, but,
yeah.
you know.
Give me a wizard check with a difficulty of, we'll do 5 as well.
Alright, well, you know what? The reign of 5s is over because that's a 2.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And that would bring your stress to a 2.
Yes,
When
it
you,
would.
if you fail, which you just did, if your total final stress, which is 2, is higher than the dice you rolled, so it's equal to, so you didn't stress out
Bad
yet.
thing did not happen.
Yeah, so you're at the edge. So now you're up to 2 points of
Close.
stress. But as you say "sea creature," as the liquid shoots out from it and encases the area, you now hear like, "That's great and all, but now we can't breathe. There's too much liquid." And you just only made things worse. Obsidian, you hear that, and it's a very
different.
very familiar voice, and all of a sudden there's this sudden need to intervene.
Okay. I'll dash forward, and as I dash, I'll just shout out, "It's okay, kind strangers, I'll save you." And I will whip my hair through the whatever viscous liquid bubble, and use my hair to like rip them out and to safety on the opposite side of the fire where there's no danger, so they can run away and not talk to anyone.
Okay,
Ever.
because this is your hair, I'm gonna say roll a sexy roll.
Single.
Actually, do you?
Her hair is the sexy attribute.
My hair is my
it is
sexy.
a sexy attribute. Yeah, so we'll go with sexy. But this is a clutch moment, so you do need to roll a 6.
Okay.
You
What
do
does
have to-
determination do?
You can add
You
a
get an
d6.
extra
You get a
die.
free d6 basically. So if you want to use your determination now, you just get a free d6 to try to get that other 6.
I don't need to.
The first one.
Because I rolled a 6!
Woo! Clutch moments. So you meet the roll. So you do succeed, but something bad still happens. So as you come out, Bash,
Oh, no.
you're looking
Oh,
you're looking onward. You're like, yeah, that did it. And this just all of a sudden this flowy hair just shoots by you, hits this door, rips it off the hinges, and then continues inside. Moments pass until, finally speaking, you see 3 people come out. What looks like an older man, a woman, and a younger child come out. Their like torsos like half exposed. Like you can see them out. They're like coughing and sneezing, and they're like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. Thought we were due. Princess, is that you? Princess, hey, baby, look.
I moved my hair up to cover their mouth.
Bash, you would know that Obsidian always said that they came from this massively powerful arcane family from like off the world that no one would ever know about, that they're just mysterious and powerful and sexy. And even for you, you're like, those 2 synapses left in your brain are like, you're like, that doesn't seem right.
That ain't real.
And all of a sudden, like, you're like, why is her hair covering their mouth? Don't they need that to breathe? And you can react to this moment, as now these 3 people are now just, like, covered in hair, fully.
You can respond to this message.
I'm gonna charge forth and, thinking that maybe, or I'm gonna at least, like, I think that maybe she doesn't mean to stuff their mouths with hair. And I'm gonna, like, bring my hammer down on that piece of, that chunk of hair to free them. Oh, I'll help! I know you didn't mean to do that.
Sexy wizards shouldn't fight.
Okay.
That was really nice.
So battle.
Cool.
So battle with, this is just something you do, so I'll say only a difficulty of 4.
Okay.
You're just hammering the hair.
Yeah, it's a 6.
There you go.
Oh, no!
Obsidian,
The hair
could you
has
roll
been
me
hammered.
a sexy check yet again? And just
With
tell
this
me
meat
what the
stick.
highest roll is. If you want to use your determination, you can.
I'd save it.
It's a 3. I'm not using my determination. It's a 3.
Okay. So, Bash. Obsidian, give yourself 1 point of stress for that.
Oh no!
I
should have used my determination!
So Bash, you bash the hell out of this hair, and you do it very successfully. And you overcome the hair in one single hit. As you hit it, you actually cause like the hair to like recoil and like snap, and like a bunch of split ends happen, and like a hair just breaks, and the hair almost recoils in like this pain as it like
Not your sexy hair.
as it like gets hurt and like recoils, unwraps from the people and like shoots back. And you do it in such a point, you look down and the people are just knocked unconscious. Some of them are kind of like bloody and beat up, and just like you really succeeded in getting them out of that hair. But they're like kind of like dazed and just kind of like, wait, what happened? What happened? You see like the older woman go like, oh my god, what? Where's our princess? I can't think of anything. And you're just like, did you help? Didn't you help? Are they still in danger? You don't really know. But these people are just like looking up at you, just like, what's happening?
You were trapped.
But our home, and we need to. Wait.
It's
we need to
okay,
get out of
strangers.
here.
I will get you to safety, and I will send my shadows forth and envelop them in shadow, and then teleport them outside of the building.
Why are you shadow? What? I don't like shadows. Okay, give me a wizard of difficulty of 4.
Okay. I rolled a 3 and a 4.
There you go.
Hey.
1 more point of stress because you just matched it, which gives you to a 3, right?
Gives me 3. Yes.
So you still
You
beat
almost
that.
had Bad thing.
So, but yeah, as they're talking, Bash, you just see like, wait a minute, I thought that one over there is our dog. They just go away in shadow, and the 2 of you are just sitting there. Remind
They've
you,
been saved.
still hot as hell because there's a fire all around you. The building is still burning, but Bash, you're now sitting there going, something seems off here. But
I'm safe. It's all good.
you can either explore that or try to be a hero and put out the last obstacle with fire.
Now I'll explore the weird.
Okay.
Because once again, Bash is not a hero.
Not
Bash is
really.
not a hero.
Not really. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna explore that weird. I would like to use my School of Magic Path of Beasts to kind of potentially call upon some kind of like animal sense or intuition to explore the weird. And I'm gonna yell, ow!
Okay.
Ow.
So. Okay.
Those are smart,
So.
I guess.
So I would say
Owl
since you
intuition.
okay. So, Obsidian, what attribute of you would you like to try to use to prevent them from getting some insight in this situation?
I'd like to kill the owl with my doom glaive.
What?
Okay.
No! Insight for you!
So first off, I need
Wizard
Bash
should
to roll
try.
me wizard, and I need Obsidian to roll me battle. Highest one wins.
Okay, I got a 6 and a 2.
Okay.
I got 2 1s and a 4.
Okay. So Bash wins, so the owl wins. You get 1 more point of stress, Obsidian, because now you're up to
Oh man,
4.
you are close.
But Bash, you see, you're like, owl buddy, go! And you're just like, woo! And you just like starts going. And you see Obsidian swing with her glaive at your owl, but the owl dodges it and like hangs there in the air and looks at her, looks at you, looks at her, looks at you, looks at her, looks at you, and just goes, woo! Yeah, something seems wrong here. I think those people related to her somehow. You hear that in your head as it's just like, as the owl communicates through you, and Obsidian, you just hear, woo, woo. And with that, we're gonna go to the other group. Now,
Never
the
mind.
other group, we have Lux, we have, Ray. I always mispronounce it. Is it Eprix? Eprix?
It's Eprix, but you
Eprix.
don't ever call any of my characters the way
No, I don't.
do,
It's
and,
canon.
and I'm okay with that.
Eprix.
It's become the
Eprix.
thing.
You
So,
didn't call me
Lux-
Fajita today, so we're good.
Give it time. So Lux, Eprix, and Rosemund. Lux, I assume you appear towards where the stage is at with your coffin. Like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this coffin lands on the floor, and then it's like,
Oh no.
no? Okay, how would you?
Oh,
how do
no.
you hero land or hero appear?
There is a twinkle of light in the sky, just a bing, and then the camera does that thing where it's like trying to find the thing in the sky, like the UFO, and then we see Lux head first skydiving straight down towards the city with the coffin on his back, and he's got sunglasses now too, little round ones that are just far enough out of style that it looks like he's wearing them ironically. And he's like, his like vest is like flapping and like, yeah, that's all the wind. And he's just going straight down to where the mayor is, just like.
Okay. And Eprix, how would you kind of hero appear or travel?
So what's the setup on the stage? Like,
So
what do we
So
see?
it's this massive stage. So it's mainly like there's a bottom floor with a bunch of people, important people in chairs. Then there's one really high, like podium section where the mayor is standing, and you see scattered all along it. There's multiple toy soldiers. There's toy soldiers that have the mayor like up like with bayonets to his neck kind of things. There's ones that have all the people down below. Kind of once again also with bayonets kind of to their necks, and more of them are trying to like march up to the stage as well.
So Eprix, you're gonna, as we see Lux coming down, the camera will pan back down to the stage where the mayor is, and behind him it starts as like a pinhole of light, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the center of it is very bright, but the edges like are very like they're rounded. They don't flare out as much as you would expect it to. And as this light expands before it gets to the point where you think it would flare out and you would see spots, it folds in on itself, and Eprix is standing there and makes a pointed look up at Lux, and she wants to grab the mayor, and using her lure of light, like whatever lights are available, if there's like a street light or a torch, like bamf to that next spot using like the light as a point to teleport.
Okay, so this is gonna be wizard, and this is gonna be a 6 because this is majorly clutch.
Okay. I got 2 6s.
Woo!
I can show
Okay.
you if you want to see it, but oh my
No,
goodness.
you're good. So you just meet it, which means something bad still happens, but you appear, look up at Lux, and just kind of sigh, and you wrap the mayor in one hand, and as like a toy soldier's trying to like bring a bayonet down onto you, just whoo, as like a flash of light appears, and you just teleport away, and you teleport to another light, and you're like, "Ha! Don't worry, mayor, we're safe." And you look up, and there's just a ring of toy soldiers around you. And you're like,
and it's focus. The camera's focused in on Eprix's face, and they go, "Son of a!" And before the last part can come out,
it goes.
it pans over
to
to
Rosemund.
Rosemund really quick.
How would you appear in this scene, or how do you arrive from the castle?
So, Rosamund's on the castle, and they look over the edge, and he looks at the mayor and everybody, and then he looks at the edge, and he's like, I'm gonna, okay. And then he sighs, and he summons a mirror, and the mirror, he goes through the mirror, and then another mirror shows up next to Eprix and the mayor, and Rosemund comes out from behind that mirror, and I got 4. And Rosemund's like, we can call these toy soldiers in here, goodbye! And then he grabs his Ember Fist, and he just punches them in the face. Like, a mirror shows up for each one of their faces, and he punches, and all these, like, little Ember Fists come out of these mirrors, and boom!
Okay, I need you to roll me battle with a difficulty of 5 because there is a lot of them. But this isn't that difficult for you.
I got a 5 and a 2.
There you go. So also, so Eprix, you take 1 point of stress. Rosemund, you take 1 point of stress. And Eprix, you realize that there's a very different personality type for Rosemund all of a sudden. They're not the same person that was at the beginning of the day with you, but they look the same. But as you're contemplating that, each one of these toy soldiers are like, you know, you hear like the clockwork noise of like the top spinning behind them as they're like moving forward. All of a sudden, you see this mirror appear in like next to each one of their faces as like they kind of like turn, and then just one big fist comes out. Each individual one just pam, 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 as they all get like knocked and like hit off their feet, and they all fall over, and you see them struggling to kind of get back up. But you have like a moment where there is a brief interlude as Lux, you finally like superhero land by the stage where there's still a lot of important people being held hostage, and you see the mayor now has 2 of your allies around them, but there is still more to be solved.
Looks emerges like arms outstretched, floating on top of the shield like a surfboard, and gleaming with light. And he looks at the robots holding the people, and he decides it's time for a distraction. And so he sort of announces to them. He says, "Awakened machines, I see that you have emerged into utter darkness, but I see a spark of light in you. Look at me. I also emerged into darkness because of my tragic backstory that I will not expand upon.
Okay.
But I am also an agent of light. Put down your arms and join the light."
Okay. Give me sexiness at a difficulty. I'm gonna say this is clutch because you're trying to do all of them, right? You're just everyone that can see you. So yeah, give me sexiness at a 6.
Here we go, sexy 6. It's a 6.
There you go.
Woo!
1 point of
We
stress.
are just nailing these.
I know, you guys are giving me no fun today.
boom.
But yeah, so
Sorry.
snaps. 1 point of stress, and you see
We're saving all our fails for Kaiju girls.
every toy soldier turns, and even though they weren't making any noise, you just hear this sudden like start to emerge from each one of them as their red eyes momentarily go white as they look up at you. Some of them fall to their knees and drop their rifles, beseeching you, bowing down to you with arms stretched up to their lord.
Looks like slowly floats down and puts a hand on one of their foreheads, his abdominals glistening in the light. "You are cured of your past."
At just that moment, 2 runaway floats strike the stage.
Oh no!
As all of a sudden Lux, you feel this as all of a sudden you're like, oh, what? And you start to like lose your footing as all of a sudden this stage starts to crumble underneath you. But we go back to Eprix. Eprix, damn it. Eprix. I knew I was gonna. Eprix, we go back to you. Your turn up again. You notice that the ones immediately around you are just momentarily stunned. The mayor is still with you. And now you see Lux, as well as many other important individuals of this city, seemingly getting ready to fall to their doom because the stage is collapsing underneath them. And you also notice another runaway float coming right down Main Street, like right at all of you. Massive float, has like a giant paper mache dinosaur on it that just says Megalopolis 2022, woo! And it's just like you see like the very important like pop star on the very top of it trying to sing through this as they're holding on because it's like spiraling out of control. And this is all happening around you. Exactly.
So, Eprix is going to kind of scoot the mare toward Rosamund and be like, I think you can take care of them from here. And then they're going to, using the same Bamf trick, kind of like Bamf back to where Lux is standing and try to jump one more time with Lux onto the like oncoming dinosaur mobile of doom. So like chain lightning, like bank, and then.
So you're trying to put yourself where? Sorry, I was doing something else.
I'm trying to put myself at the runaway float with Lux. I want to bring with me.
Are you pulling a glimmer here? Is that what's going on? We got some big glimmer energy.
So you basically you want to like bamf to the stage that's collapsing, grab Lux and only Lux, and then bamf to the float.
I mean, the other people that are there are like passingly fine. They're like Megalopolis 4s, but you know, if they get called out of the population, it's not that big of a deal. It is painful for me to say. It's actually like really makes me really uncomfortable, but Lux is really good looking and it would be a shame
so
for them to die.
Give me a wizard at 5.
Wizard at 5?
5, yes.
A 4 and a 2.
Okay, so you take another point of stress, so that's up to 2 now. And you fail at this, so you go to grab, like you Lux, all of a sudden you see a flash of light as Eprix appear, and as you go to grab them and like you go to bamf again, the crumbling stage, all of a sudden that light goes out as it loses power, and you're left powerless on top of the stage with Lux, as you're now both threatening to fall over. And then
at least you have a determination die.
That's true. Anytime you fail, you get a determination die. And then camera pans back to Rosamund. You are standing there with the mayor, and then all these toy soldiers that are stunned around you.
Well, golly gee, Mayor, sir, is there any place I can take you?
Anywhere, just not here. Come on, boy.
You got it, Mr. Mayor. But first things first, I gotta help my goddarn friends. Looks like they got themselves in a wee little pickle. So what I'm gonna do here, and Rosamund just like, whoop, he makes a big mirror, and he shoves the mayor in it. And it teleports the mayor onto the castle. Because he's sure the Whiplord can take care of them. It's fine.
Okay.
Whiplord's got it. It's fine. Right. And then I'm gonna make another mirror, and I'm gonna put that mirror on the stage, and I'll be like, "Hey, go through the mirror, bitches."
Okay. Give me wizard at 5. Again. Wizard at 5. Yeah.
We already went through the mirror. I don't want to go through the mirror again. Oh hell yeah! I got a 6 and a 5.
There you go. So at 5, so yes, you succeeded it, so you don't take any stress. So yeah, you just have 2 mirrors just like boom boom, and the mirror's just like what in Tade, boom, ah! As all of a sudden he appears back up on the castle somewhere, you assume out of harm's way. And then Lux and Eprix, you see this massive mirror standing in front of you. And where is that mirror going?
To where I'm at.
Okay, and you see
so
a
they see
giant
me
mirror.
In the reflection, being like,
you see a giant mirror with Rosamund in there going. And then we're gonna go to Lux. Lux, now you're on this crumbling stage. It's crumbling below you with Eprix. There's other people around you. All the toy soldiers are pacified. So there's other hostages on the stage, and then you also see this runaway float coming straight at you.
Go ahead and run, Aprix. I need to save these people for the sake of my own soul. Everyone, I hope you're ready for a little bit of daring do. How high up are we on this stage?
Right
like
now you're probably about 30 feet in the air.
Okay, and we're gonna fall. We're gonna that's the threat here, is that everyone's gonna fall and die.
Correct. There's also plenty of wood and material. It could just basically crumble on top of you.
Shrapnel and debris.
Okay, so Lux is going to throw his shield down in front of it and then surf off the stage towards the ground, and behind him is going to be a tunnel of light that's basically a water slide of light, a covered water slide, and the hope is that all of the people and robots will slide down it safely.
Okay.
As soon as Lux leaves, turns away from my mirror, I'm just over here tarnation.
So Lux, give me a wizard at 5.
Come on, wizard. 4 and a 2.
Okay, so point of stress, and so you go to coalesce your energy. So you're up to 2 now, right? You're up to 2 stress. Yep. Okay.
Correct.
You go to coalesce this energy, and when you do, everyone knows that feeling that you're all wizards. When you go to use your magic, and it goes through you, and you feel it actually click. You go to coalesce it, and it's not there. It's not like you failed. It's just not there. And you start to panic all of a sudden, and then you look up, and then all of a sudden, you all see floating in the air this radiant being of sexiness. This being of just they look like they have a gown made out of leaves and natural material. 2 massive wings that are double the size of them. They look like massive monarch butterfly wings. And you all know this to be the monarch of summer. It is a very well-known royal fae creature in this universe that you have seen numerous times before, and they make their presence known. And you all hear them say as, "Now, Manfred, that's ruining the fun."
Come on. I'm trying to save the... Why do you always do this?
My fun comes first. And we
Yeah,
go
but
back to Eprix. Eprix, you're standing there. Once again, there's a mirror beside you. Lux tried to use their power. It didn't happen. And now all of a sudden there's literally a god of fae sexiness floating above you with wings. Wings are just sitting there, and they're just they're watching this kind of just with entertainment factor. They kind of just don't care.
Come on. Hell, use the mirror.
Eprix is going to fall through the mirror. But what they want to do as they're doing that is make direct and unwavering eye contact with this fake creature and just give a smolder look. And as they fall through the mirror, give one of these and hope that they follow them through.
All right, so give me sexiness with a 6, because that would be game changing.
Well, thank goodness I put all of my points in sexy, because I got a 6, a 4, and a 6.
So with the 6s, you get another point of stress. But you did succeed, so you're up to 2 or 3 now.
3.
Okay, so you did succeed. So, Lux, as you look up, and everyone else hears Lux and this fae creature have this conversation, all of a sudden they stop midstream and they just go, "Well, what an angelic little creature that is!" And they just flap, flap. And they start to flap down towards where the mirror is, as you disappear through the mirror, and they go, "Well, aren't you just a little bit of fun?" And they fly through the mirror as well, appearing next to Rosamund as well. Both of you appear next to Rosamund. Lux, all of a sudden you feel momentarily your power is back. And
Jeez.
okay. And with that, the mayor is safe. You see this stage is now crumbling underneath your feet. This is literally like the last second split decision Lux has to try to do anything to either save themselves or this people. What are they doing in this moment?
Push them through the mirror.
Yeah, Lux is going to stretch his hands out and create like a wall of light behind the people, and then the wall of light it's just gonna shove everyone into the mirror. Like up, and then bam.
Okay, so wizard at a 6 because this is gonna be clutch.
Is there anything I can do to
I was gonna say,
assist?
is there like a help
what?
action of sorts?
Washu, give me a wizard roll. If you get any 6s, you can Lux can roll an additional d6.
Okay, we'll do that.
Ooh,
I
that's
like
fun.
That implying. All right, let's get. Damn, I got a 4 and a 5. It would have
So-
been perfect.
Straight roll, Lux.
Straight
All
roll,
right.
but it was worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
It's okay. I've got this. They add up to a 6.
Okay, so you go up.
He's dead.
You go up a point of stress and a determination. You get a determination for another roll. So what's your stress at now?
3,
And what's the highest thing you rolled?
4.
Okay, you're good. But you know in this moment, as much as you're trying to push people through, and you slowly realize that it is a losing fight. You're getting maybe a couple through, but a large amount of these people are just not gonna make it. And you sigh and step through the mirror yourself. As when you appear, the three of you turn around and see the stage collapse, encasing whatever people were left on that stage in some form of debris.
Oh shit! I hope nobody's dead.
And it's at that moment, all of you at these two different scenes here, all of a sudden, the whole sky fills with red as a thunderclap rings out from the heavens. And you just all hear
Foolish ones! Those soldiers were only a distraction for my rival!
and you all look the other side of the city on the tallest tower of Megalopolis. You now see a giant circle of flame as a massive demon steps through it, clutching the top of the building like King Kong and just sitting there cackling as they just go.
Go forth, my minions! Capture the key to the city! This will be mine!
All of a sudden, there's another bigger threat going on, and all of you see this. You kind of have this moment of like wizard intuition to one another going, we need to solve this, and we need to solve this now. Now, there is bigger threats going on. There is the portal. There is the ginormous demon creature. There's those two things. We're going to go around again, reverse order. Ray, which one of those two things would your character focus on first?
It's the demon, and
So
what's the other
the
thing?
demon, which is just a massive creature that is larger than life, like bigger than the star, like hanging off the half of a skyscraper, and then the portal, which is actually letting in smaller demons. So you have to close the portal and defeat the creature. Are the two things you guys got to do?
Eprix will try to close the portal.
Okay, so Act 2 of this lesson thing, portal. So we have the bricks. Okay, it was I think it was Rosamund. You're up next. Which one of these two things would you try to solve?
When in doubt, I'ma punch it. So I'm gonna go after that demon.
Okay, Rosamund. Okay, and then Ben.
Oh God, Lux has to go after the demon. That's just
Okay.
the edgiest thing to fight in the world.
Lux, Huza,
We're gonna
Oh.
go after the portal.
Obsidian, and then Bash. Which one would you like to choose?
I really like both, but I think I'm gonna kind of go hang out by the demon.
Okay, and Bash with the demon. We're gonna start with Eprix and Obsidian. You all see, all right, at the other side of the city, we need to get there immediately. You're at two different scenes. Once again, appearing in shadow on top of this skyscraper, you see Obsidian walking out from his shadow. Eprix comes out. It's kind of like yin and yang. One walks out from his shadow, one there's a flash of light, and then standing, you're facing one another. You have a moment to just, you notice each one of you are now here trying to tackle the situation. What do you try to do with one another? What do you communicate? What do you try to do? What are you attempting right now? You just see this massive circle of flame anchored onto this building as it's just billowing out. It looks like it actually is a direct portal to like some level of hell.
Immediately I will hit a button on my music belt, and Eye of the Tiger just starts blasting out.
Bump,
It's the
bump,
Eye of the
bump.
Tiger.
bump, bump, bump.
And I will reach my arms out, and I will summon Force Shadows to start
Of course I didn't hit
shrinking the portal.
Okay, so give me
To try and start
Yeah.
shrinking it, not necessarily fully closing it, but like
Give me a wizard at
okay,
5.
okay, and I have 4 points of stress.
Yep.
Yes. I rolled a 4 and a 6.
Okay, good. So you all see Evrix, you see Obsidian appear, hit that button, and you hear the I have the tiger, it's the feel of your heart. As it starts irradiating, you see her start to like reach both hands out as shadow erupts from her palm, starts wrapping, encasing, enveloping this portal, trying to physically force it closed, and it looks like it's starting to work but needs more time. You see smaller demons just start like coming out of this portal. What do you try to do to either assist with the closing or assist Obsidian trying to maintain her concentration on this?
So what Eprix is going to do is use the light that is being created from this fiery portal to create an exit, like in the video game portal, that leads back into the dimension that they're coming out of.
I like
And
that.
is
I
gonna
like
put
that.
it up against the portal that's open, so they're just caught in an infinity loop.
I like this.
As Obsidian is shrinking it down and eventually closing it.
Okay, give me a. So this is gonna be wizard. I'm gonna actually say this is pretty clutch because you're taking care of multiple things. So I'm gonna say this is a 6. So take your wizard and see if you can roll a 6.
Come on, baby.
Fingers crossed, kids.
Don't forget that determination die if you need it.
Yeah, you do have one determination die if you wish to roll it.
Write
I
it
got
down.
2
That's important.
sixes.
You did! Woo! Okay, 2 6s. So you get one more point of stress, so you're up to 2 or I think 3 now.
Great! I have
Okay.
4!
But you're up to 4 point of stress?
Yeah!
Oh wow, okay.
Let's have 4.
But okay, you see it's
None of
almost
us
like
popped.
exact. I'm gonna use the same methodology. So you see one portal of shadow start to try to envelop this the flame that these creatures are erupting from. Boom! Mirror to it erupts this giant beacon of light. These creatures have no idea what they're going into. They just see light as they scream in pain as they try to keep their eyes closed. They go through it and whoop, immediately go right back through the portal. Wait a minute! I think I was just. I think this is really. And it just keeps on going back and forth. Obsidian, give me another wizard check at a 6 to see if you just close this thing straight out.
Can I give like a help action of some sort?
If you
Since
can
I am,
roll a wizard, if you get any 6s, she can add them to her roll.
Okay.
There we go.
1 6!
You get
Hell
one.
yeah.
You get one extra d6 to roll.
am gonna use my determination die.
Okay.
And that extra D6.
Yeah. I rolled 2, a 2, a 3, and a 5. So I fail. But I don't explode!
Because you're up to 5 now, and your highest is a 5, right?
Yes.
Yep.
I don't
my
explode.
Okay.
Oh
So-
my god.
As she's trying to force this thing closed, there's some kind of radiant power from it physically starting to push away, actually starting to expand it once more. She's losing her grip. She's losing the battle. Ebrix, you can see this. You have a moment to try to decide to keep going what you're doing or try to help.
So, Eprix is going to walk up to Obsidian
Okay.
and looking directly in their eyes and the smolderies look, lean in and say, "Your hair looks really good today," and try to use the power of sexiness to get
Yep.
them enough power to close the portal.
Okay. Roll me a sexiness at a. This is easy for you, so I'm gonna say a 5.
Okay.
Oh my god. Your hair looks
2
good.
5s and a 4.
1 second. Okay, so 2 5s and a 4. So at a 5, you get 1 more point of stress, but it still succeeds. But Obsidian, as you're struggling, you have sweat coming down your brow as you're trying to force and struggle with these shadows. Eprix fills your vision all of a sudden, and you see that gorgeous bone structure just stare back into your eyes as they say, "You have perfect hair." And all of a sudden,
Pillows.
there's this connection. You're like, are we gonna do this right now? Is this the moment? Is this the moment? And you're like, no, this is the moment for justice. And you go back to it completely refreshed as your lips come close and then you go back. And all of a sudden you maintain control on this portal as you start to force it down even further. So I'm gonna say you get to roll again, but it's gonna be a lower difficulty. So now you have to do a wizard, but only at a... I'm gonna say because she did so well, do it at a 4. You gotta beat a 4.
Ooh.
Did you go boom? Did you go boom?
I rolled 2 3s.
You go boom.
I go.
Okay.
Too sexy.
So this
I
is
explode in
this is
static
what-
electricity.
this is what happens when you max out your stress, and it in Sexy Battle Wizards, if your stress becomes too much and you physically wizard too much, you explode in magic. You have a form of feedback from stress. As Obsidian goes to try to maintain this portal, there's a sudden spark as Eprix's lips get too close, and your combined sexiness erupts in that moment, in this sudden, did they kiss, didn't they kiss, did they kiss, did they kiss? And then as the light and shadow clears, only Eprix is standing there, as Obsidian is no more, as they
You were too sexy.
and
Don't know my own strength.
And 1 second. Okay. So what was the highest roll you had on that, Obsidian?
I had 2 3s.
2 3s. So
Yeah.
Eprix, as your ally is gone, you know what happened. They are just gone from this plane, and you look back to this portal and you go, "It is completely on me to solve this." We're gonna go to the other group now that is gonna deal with this demon creature. You see this devil, horns, long, giant mouth, forked tongue, wings, spiked tail. There's fire irradiating from each hand, clinging to this building. We're gonna go one by one and just see what you all do. You all appear in your own way. Rosamund with a mirror that appears. Lux, Bash
Silver
probably just
Surfer.
leaves there. Yeah, okay. Lux, Silver Surfer's on with their coffin. And
Hey, Lux, can you give me a ride? I don't want to use my mirror again. Oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, no, come on, come aboard. And I swoop over
So,
and like grab Roseman. I'll distract him.
All three of you appear on the same rooftop. You all look at each other going like, how do we tackle this? And you have a moment to kind of either strategize or just act. And we'll go with Lux. You can have a chance to either speak first or act first.
I have a plan. I'll distract him.
Sounds good to me.
And Lux saunters up, kind of throws out a finger. Creature of darkness, which casts light. I am a creature of light, which and then kind of looks the demon up and down. So like, what's your deal? You like do keto or like what's up? What's going on with your figure? And then Lux is going to distract the demon with the power of vibes.
Okay, so
right, Lux is gonna nag the heck out of the demon.
So give me sexiness.
I'm gonna use my 2 determination on this one too.
So this is gonna be, the difficulty is 5 just to succeed, but if you get a 6, other stuff happens.
All right, sweet. 2 6s.
There you go.
Deep revulsion!
So Bash and Rosemund, on your next turn, you get a free D6 on whatever you do.
Wow.
Whatever you do. So so Lux,
sexy.
you sit there, you throw your coffin down, you take a seat, you do that one knee up, one leg down. You put your arm down on your knee and you just kind of crook your chin on your hand. And you're like, hey there, boo. How you doing?
Yeah,
you come here often?
Is it hell keto? Because I do post vegan light only, and it's way better for the figure. You also got to dehydrate yourself, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like you could be doing a lot better. You know what I'm saying? For yourself.
You might come from hell, but I'm gonna light you on fire. And this demon just looks down at this rooftop at this one individual figure that is just sitting there sprayed out with all their sexy glory on display. And you see them jump off of the building. They hit the floor. They get face to face with you, and they're going
oh, I've been doing keto for 3 weeks, and it really is really slimming down my chest and my ab region right here. I'm really having a hard time with my deltoids, trying to really get them to really pop.
Why are you even bothering with that junk? Just skip straight to the end. Go 0 carb for the rest of your life. What are you gonna do? Just get keto flu? Nah, you gotta try pure light, bro. You gotta check this out.
Rosemund, as the demon is distracted, what do you do to try to vanquish this thing or put a stop to them?
All right, Bash, I got a great idea. See, here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to make a mirror. I'm going to have you jump through that mirror, and I'm going to put another mirror really, really high up so that you fall down, and then as you fall down, you can do your bash thing, and you can bash that demon while you bash. Does that make sense?
Well, I do love to ride.
Bash, do you agree to this?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rosemund, give me a wizard out of 4.
Okay.
Down to fall.
And I'm going to use the extra die that Lux had given me. So here we go. 3d6. Oh, you.
Got a 4.
Oh, yeah. I got a 4 and 2 6s.
There you go. So, how high above the city do you wish to put this mirror?
As high as I can put it.
Okay,
Because
so
I want Bash to reach terminal velocity
Okay,
before
you put it.
that demon.
You put it even above the castle, above the clouds, almost into the atmosphere. As Bash, you see one mirror in front of you, and you just see this tiny little pinpoint of light that you assume is the city. As you just whoop right through it. And Bash, what do you wish to do with your with this action of you falling? Where and how are you falling? What is the goal of you falling?
Okay, so I'm falling directly down onto the demon. Depending on the makeup, the anatomical makeup of the demon, I'm assuming multiple things. It's big. I will probably land on its head or shoulders. I'm small enough to stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. These are assumptions. But I'm going to use the rift hammer as a weight to kind of guide my fall, and I'm going to start there's like atmospheric pull happening and fire, and like I'm starting to like slowly like turn myself so that I'll start spiraling like a football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you Thoring in, hammer out, fist
I'm-
down?
So you wish.
Unfortunately, yes.
So you wish
Unfortunately, yes.
to just land on top of them? Or are you trying to deal damage? Are you trying to like push them into
Well-
the ground? Are you?
If I'm allowed, I want to do multiple things. I want
Smash,
to,
smash.
yeah, I want to call upon all three things, and this
Okay.
is how. So,
All
so
right.
Okay.
I'm in
my
for it. I'm
sexy-
yeah.
my sexy power is impeccable, pristine style, which
Okay.
is only conveyed by my furry outfit.
Okay.
And obviously my magic school is Path of the Beast. So as I start spiraling, I'm gonna call out. I don't even know if I'm gonna censor this. I'm gonna call it Big Cat. You know what? It was.
Yep. We gotcha. We're drinking that Kool-Aid.
Yeah. So that's what I yell out allegedly, and while I
Allegedly.
spiral, my outfit is gonna start like filling the air with like a cat hair miasma.
Oh my
So-
god, that sounds awful.
So, because big cat, right? And then like so that's the outfit and the magic, because the Path of the Beast
Mhm,
and
yep.
the outfit is disseminating the fur, and then I'm gonna like use that as sort of like a smoke screen, so that when I bash down, the hammer is doing that damage.
I hope nobody in a
Okay.
500-mile radius has any cat allergies.
So
Yep.
roll.
I hope-
So roll
can
me. Just roll me each one. So roll me. So we'll go from sexy, the wizard, to battle. So just roll me
Okay.
sexy and tell me what you get.
So sexy is 1, so I got
Okay.
a 5 for that.
Okay. Good. Wizard.
Wizard is 2, and that is a 1 and a 1.
Okay. So 1 point of stress. We'll just take it straight from there. Just to add another stress on.
And then
battle.
mark
Just give
that
me
stress
battle.
down. And
Yeah.
battle is 664.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
baby.
what's your stress at right now? It's
My
just at 1.
stress is 3.
I
Okay.
got a quick
Because.
question.
Well, yeah. Go on.
Did you use the extra dice that Lux gave you?
Oh, that's true.
No.
You could use that on the
I
one.
didn't.
You could use that on the ones if you want, to try to
That's what
negate
I
that
was-
1 point of stress.
That's why I was trying to kind of like push you
Yeah.
and be like, did you do the thing?
So yeah,
well,
just roll me one
I
other
just
d6.
got another 1.
Oh well,
So-
there you go. Well, destiny is
tried.
destiny. So okay, so
I
go up.
tried.
Ah,
So
you
is
tried, baby.
is
Mama
3
tried.
is 3 your new total or your old total before you started these rolls?
3 is so the other 2 were old stress.
Okay, so
if
now you're
there's-
at 3. Okay, so we'll just say you're
Yeah.
up to 3 at the end of this action. So you
Okay.
cast out a smoke screen of just hair, just animalistic hair, as you hear thousands upon thousands of people with cat allergies start to sneeze. But
Gross.
the rest of the group can't see what you're doing. What do you do with that battle part as you land? What type of damage or what type of hit are you giving? The rest of the group has no idea what you're doing because nothing can see past this hair.
Well, ideally, I
Mhm.
would be connecting the rift hammer with the skull of the demon in an attempt to maybe disable it or interfere with it using the rift power
Or kill it.
or kill it. I mean, let's everybody manage your expectations here.
Yes.
But yeah, if this rift magic can affect the demons somehow.
Okay. So yeah, we can easily say that that happens. I mean, you definitely rolled high enough on your battle. So as you're coming down, the group looks up and they just see this like giant like maelstrom of just cat hair. The
Disgusting.
like just like clouding you as you're coming down and down and down, and it starts to billow as you become this like massive missile of just cat hair. And all of a sudden,
Disgusting.
you make contact. You make contact with this demon, and Lux and Rosamund, you see Bash collide, or this what you assume to be Bash, this massive thing of Bash collide with the demon, and there's all of a sudden there's this big massive shockwave that like splits buildings in two, knocks you to your feet. It is like this thundering might of just like an immovable force hits an unstoppable force hits an immovable object, and it is like deafening. It is like absolute like end game moment of any movie, and you like get up thinking, man, Bash did it. Bash just bashed that demon to hell. But as the fur falls, you look up and that demon is still standing, but the head is now the head of Bash, and instead of a pitchfork, they're wielding a hammer.
What?
As now that demon is just a massive version of Bash mixed with this demon. And Bash, what do you say as you look upon your other two old allies?
Now you're a bad guy?
Y'all ready to eat some cat?
Is Bash a bad guy now?
That didn't even make any sense.
And we
Well, if you don't know, then you don't need to ask.
we camera all the way over to the Chapel of Ages, which is this brilliantly gold and silver chapel with like a massive waterfall flowing underneath it, where it goes underneath the glass floor of like pews and church chapel. There's two massive statues of like one of the god of the arcane and one of the god of just pure sexiness on either side. Between them, between their 2 feet on the altar, generates a ring of just dark shadow energy. And coming out, almost being thrown, is obsidian as they hit the floor, panting, as all of a sudden they are back on the mortal plane. Going,
You're alive!
I need to
That
give...
sucks.
That hurt, but I am back. And we will see what they do when they get back, but we go, whoom, back to Eprix. You're still on that tower. You're looking up, you're looking at this demon portal, and all of a sudden, you look back to see your friends looking up at a massive version of a half demon, half Bash, wielding the same rift hammer. And you can decide whether or not you wish to continue on the portal or help them with all of a sudden this new being that used to be your ally.
It's fine, it's fine. Well, me and Lux got this. You gotta keep working on that portal. We gotta learn something. We didn't handle those floats, and they came to bite us in the ass. So I think you should stay on that portal, babe.
Eprix is going to finish closing the portal.
Okay.
And what they're going to try to do is from the inside of the portal out to retrofit it to be like this divine light and trying to destroy whatever like hellfire magic is keeping it open to like take it over. Their magic like supersedes it, and then phoom, it's closed.
Give me a wizard at 5, because you're still working off of the progress that Obsidian made.
Whoo! Oh baby, I got a 6 and a 5.
There you go. So you pass and you fully succeed. And in
You don't explode.
Sexy flourish, as you catch your like perfect bone structure in the in the right light, where there's a mix between the fire and the lights of the city, as it just like perfectly aligns with your good side, and you just go,
That highlight.
I don't think so, baby. And you just, whoo, and you just see this little blip in the very center of this portal get brighter and brighter and brighter until, whoo, there's a sudden flash that cascades over the city as sparkles of radiant, sexy, beautiful light like start to fall like this gorgeous like glitter and confetti all over this city. You look up and the portal is no more as you sit there.
Beautiful, babe.
Now, Lux, you're up, and as you look up, this being is no longer distracted by your sexiness, as you now see Bash standing ahead of you, or standing before you, massive, larger than life, wielding the hammer, getting ready to look like they're gonna wield some damage on this city.
Bash is too stupid to be negged.
That's fair.
Roseman. Rose, I usually work alone because of my tragic backstory, not because I was raised in a life of comfort by fairy parentage. That's not true at all. I'm not related to that person whatsoever.
Are you sure? That sounds really specific.
Out in the background, flying on the other side of the building, that same fairy comes up. Manfred, where's that beautiful little thing that was courting me earlier? Is she one of your little friends?
My name's not Manfred, it's Lux Nocturnus.
What's wrong with your voice? You seem like you have a sore throat ever since you came to the mortal realm.
Okay, Roseman, listen, we need to combine our powers. Ignore whoever that is. I've never seen that person before. They definitely didn't raise and care for me as a young man. That didn't happen.
That sounds
Tragic.
really
I raised
but okay.
myself from 6 months old in darkness.
Press X to doubt.
I still remember your first steps. It was so cute with you and your little coffin, trying to think you're all big and bad and gothic and scary. Oh, it's just so cute. You rolling around in the leaves, butt naked.
I didn't know.
Listen here, mixed butterfly person here.
I still have your
let's put a
baby
pin in
pictures
that.
right here. Do you see, like, there's one?
No,
and then
you
there's
can't. You can't.
The
No,
bear,
no,
see the
no,
bearskin
no.
rug with the fire in the back? That one's really cute. Then that was your first binky right there.
Listen here, mixed butterfly person, all right? We're gonna pull a pin on that torturing of Lux. And let me go back here. When we finish beating the Bash Demon, then you can show me all about that cute little Lux baby booty. But then, that'll wait. All right, so Lux, you were saying something before your not parent was telling us about your baby booty?
I was, I usually work alone, tragic backstory, not related to the, oh, we should work together, mirrors and light.
All right, what do you want to do with the mirrors and the light?
We should use them to focus the light to create a deadly laser and cut Bash Demon's head off.
And do.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
So I want both of you to roll me wizard checks and just tell me your highest roll. Remember your stress and if you have determination.
That's a 6.
There you
Mine's
go.
a 5, and I have 1 stress.
Okay, so that's fine. Bash,
Larry,
I need
wizard
you
is
to
my
roll
weakest
me a
stat.
wizard check, but because you're now part demon, you get to roll 2 extra d6s.
Ooh.
Whoa.
To see if
okay.
you can beat them, or to see what the dice have in store.
So I got a 5, a 1, a 2, and a 6.
Oh wow! So Rosamund, you coalesce this ginormous mirror as you hold it. Lux, you open up your coffin, and irradiating out from it is the most glorious, radiant light as it reflects off the mirror, intensifying and like coming to a point right at the neck of Bash. You see them just start to like, ho 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 ho! You think you can defeat me? And you see it just, all it does is just like singe off some bacon grease, and you like, why am I hungry again all of a sudden? And it just doesn't do anything. As you just hear this voice that just goes, need some help? As Obsidian, you step out behind both of them as they're trying to shoot this radiant light at this demon. What do you do to try to sway the situation?
Hell yeah, hi Obsidian.
First thing I do is I hit the button that says free bacon. And then I will hit a secondary button, and suddenly "Hit Me With Your Best Shot" starts playing, and I am going to start using my glaive as like kind of like a distraction, and I'll start doing like rolls across the battlefield, strike a pose, roll across the battlefield, strike a pose, and like all around in circles so that Demon Bash doesn't know where to look.
Okay, so
Every once in a while, periodically going, free bacon!
Yeah, every once in a while stopping, free bacon!
So are you trying to be, I guess, I could go either way. Are you trying to be sexy or are you trying to be wizard? Like, are you trying to use your
I'm trying to use the shadows to like
So, okay, we'll go with Wizard. Just throw me Wizard and tell me your highest roll. And then Bash, give me... Actually, no, we'll just go with the highest roll. Because Bash has a very low sexiness thing. And also... Oh, no. What did you have?
4.
A
It's not
4.
bad.
And you had how many dice you were rolling?
2.
Okay.
I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Bash,
sure
give
stress is
me
resistant?
a battle check and tell me the highest.
Oh
Battle?
no. The battle's their best. Oh.
It is. It is.
Ooh.
And I
And
get
do
to
they
roll
still get
3.
the +2 demon thing?
It's just one person, so no, because Bash isn't the smartest person. So the fact that
Yeah,
they might lose concentration evens it out.
I feel like the free bacon is working.
Exactly. I think the free bacon is what's affecting it. Yeah.
That's probably how Bash was like conditioned by the demon initially anyway. So there's some trauma there. But it's okay because I got a 6, a 4, and a 1.
Okay. So Bash, you're looking down now at this rooftop that has 3 of your old allies. And you have one action to do whatever you wish to try to basically get them out of the way and stop trying to do what they're doing to you.
Okay. I'm gonna call upon my magic school, which is obviously amplified by the demon, and I'm just gonna yell, "Dog cloud!" and and it's gonna be like a really toxic fart.
Oh god.
Oh no.
All right, so roll me Wizard and tell me what you get in terms of a high roll.
Okay, I rolled 2 for wizard, and
Yep.
I got 2 4s.
So we've got Big Cat
Okay,
and
so
Dog Cloud.
I need
Yeah.
Lux,
sea
Obsidian,
creature?
and so Lux, Obsidian, and Rosemund. Roll me all Wizard checks and tell me what your highest is.
I just want everyone to know I only
5?
have 1 wizard, so
6, and Rosemund, you got a...
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, and how many stress do you have? Okay, so you're only up to a 2. Okay, and Ben, this might have to be reset again.
wait, the earlier bacon sizzling of trying to cut off Bash's head, was that considered a failure? Because if so, then my
It's
stress
not.
is
You guys kind of tied, so it was kind of fine. So you still have this.
okay,
so
yes,
you're only
I'm
up to
still at
2.
my stress.
So Ben is having some connectivity issues with his router that's been going on, so that's just why he's out. So, Rosemund, you fall victim to this fart cloud. Obsidian and Lux, when Lux comes back, you do not. You actually can act freely. Eprix, you notice this from upon high. What do you wish to try to do to either take care of the problem completely, as in like get rid of Bash completely, or vanquish them, or do whatever, or help your allies?
Okay. So Eprix is going to see the light and mirror trick, and they are going to bamf through the light and appear like right in front of Bash, and they are getting the vibe that well they know Bash fairly well, and they know that like even though Bash is like big and tough, they do kind of like being put into their place, and they imagine that like the demon's probably a little into that too.
You're saying that Ash
So-
is a sub. That's
A
what
little,
That's
no,
what
it's
I'm hearing.
power bottom, a power
Yeah.
bottom.
Okay, yes, Ash is
So-
Yeah.
So Eprix is
Top me,
going
daddy.
is going to appear right in front of
It's a charity
Demon
for
Bash
children.
and grab them by the throat and be like, "Now, why don't you be a good boy?" and try to
Okay.
like sexy them.
Sexiness
Is
at a
Bash, like-
6.
Huge demon though.
Yeah,
Sexiness
that's why.
at a 6.
Hey, never question the ability to be massive and like squishy
Or
for
he's
the
a hero,
healies.
right?
Yeah.
You
so
know?
Eprix, I need a sexiness at a 6.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
You got
folks.
this. You got this.
Okay. Are we
I
ready?
feel like Bash would be really.
Go for
might
it.
Work.
I got a 4, a 6, and a 6.
Woo! There it is. So you
Hey.
so in this moment of like there's this fart cloud irradiating. There's this light reflecting off this mirror trying to cut off their head. Obsidian is like running around like, look at me. Now look over here. Now look over here. With hit me with your best shot. As where you just like appear out of the light from the neck and just right in front of their face, and you're just like, that's a bad boy. And it's like, yes, ma'am. And the giant batch demon falls to their knees and submits to the power that
Of the sexy.
that falls to the power of sex. As once more the League of the School of the Rebel Arcana come forth and rescue the day of Megalopolis, saving the mayor, saving the city, and making sure
Rosamund
the
still
key to
passed
the
out.
city does not fall into demonic hands, ultimately salvaging the mega festival. And get cheers, barbecue, liquor, and whatever type of individual you prefer as reward for your good deed prior to when the magic police show up to chase you all away. As you hear the sudden rift of praise billow out through the heavens as the Rift Lord is just like, bow, 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 bow. That's how you do it, my sexy disciples. Yeah, bow. And that is where we're gonna close Sexy Battle Wizards. Now we're gonna go to a 10-minute break. We'll come right back with our next one shot, which I will go over, which is Kaiju Girls, which is gonna be even more fun. So stay tuned. Don't turn that dial, and we'll be right back.
When we all come together and just bring in the charity love, there's no going back. It's the best thing in the world.
My passion for this stems from when 2 of my kids were born, they had to spend a lot of time in the hospital.
As many of you know, Extra Life began in 2008 in memory of Victoria Enman. At that time, it was a local fundraiser for Texas Children's Hospital, where Tori fought her cancer.
At Victoria's house. Hi! My name is Joellen Inman, and I'm Tori's mom. And this game is not over.
Some families, the game is just beginning. We've got a long ways to go. That road is a long road.
This is your Extra Life money in action.
CHOC is actually building an entire wing dedicated to children's mental health.
I play video games, I raise money for Extra Life.
I am streaming for Amy.
El 100% de ese dinero se queda local en tu hospital o fundación a la que tú representes.
Extra Life Super Mega Ultra Charity Live Stream Extravaganza of Awesomeness.